Welcome back to another episode of Monk Rates Fashion. This isn't Resident Evil, but it's another Capcom franchise. And this time it's Street Fighter. How much do you know about Street Fighter, Monk?
Very little.
I was about to say, I don't know if you even know anything about Street Fighter.
Yeah, not really my game.
uh, I was huge into Street Fighter around Street Fighter 4, but after that, I kind of got out of it. I'm not particularly good at it, but I know a good amount of the characters. I believe I put 22 or 21 on here. There are hundreds of Street Fighter characters, so there is easily potential for a part 2. So if you don't see the character you like on here, just suggest it in the comments and I'll put them in part 2. But I got a lot of the main Street Fighter characters.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be a lot of outfits. I'm going to tell you that right
Oh,
now.
fun.
I think some of them have 8, some of them have like 6. I think this is the most you'll be able to judge. All right,
Gotcha.
let's
I'll have to
begin.
take a lot of stuff into account.
We're starting off with Ryu.
Okay. You might have to give me a moment to actually inspect all of these different outfits. I'm not used to multiple ones.
Yeah, I've got mainly the outfits from 4, 5, and 6, if they're in 6, but mainly they're outfits from 4 and 5. Ryu is the very traditional martial artist character.
So, I'm taking this since this is a new format for me, having more than 3 outfits to look at. I decided in my mind that I'm just gonna look at them, kind of give them a quick rating in my mind, and just average out how I view them.
Mm-hmm.
So, considering all these outfits put together, they're all not bad. They're just decent. They're not ugly or anything. They're all different from each other, but they're still fine. So I'm gonna give them a 6.
Okay, I think that's fair. Like, he's supposed to be, like, kind of like the plain, just typical
Mm.
fighter kind of guy. I think I made most of their, like, default costumes, like the first one up here, just for clarification.
Mhm.
To be fair, in other games they have different defaults, but I put either their default in 5 or 4 as, like, the first picture. Basically, their most recognizable I put towards the top. But
Makes
yes,
sense.
everyone has a lot of alternate costumes. Alright, moving on to, I would say, the second most famous character, Ken.
Okay.
Yes, he does have banana hair in 5. Can't really help that one. And I did pick their color schemes at the number 1 color scheme, because there's always different color schemes, but I picked the first color scheme that this outfit always has. So some of these color schemes are going to be bad, but that's the first one that it gives you.
So I'm gonna give him a 4.5.
Ooh.
These I don't quite like the color schemes as much for these outfits, and for example, the bottom left and the bottom right are kind of ugly, so that kind
I
of
knew
drove down my ratings.
that bottom left one. I was like, she is not gonna like that orange and red.
No, it looks really bad. And then a lot of the top ones aren't really that meaningful. They're not really anything. I don't like the third one on the top. I
Okay,
don't know, the weird sash add-on is I don't know. It's weird. So
definitely.
these outfits, they're not ugly, but they're not really the most pleasing to look at.
Yeah, that's understandable. Ken's not really that fashionable, I would say. But our next character, who I think people are gonna argue in the comments that this character is the most popular Street Fighter character, Chun-Li. Now, I think Chun-Li is eating.
I'll be the judge for that.
This is your ranking.
I'll give her a 7.5.
Okay.
Her outfits are cute for the most part. Of course, the top 3 ones are really cute. The right one on the top isn't bad. I don't quite like the bottom left one or the third one on the bottom, but the
Mm-hmm.
rest, I mean, some of them, the second over, the top and the bottom, those eat. So
Absolutely.
that drove me up. And of course, her regular outfits, they also eat. They're not amazing, but they're pretty solid outfits. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't realize just how many fancy outfits that Chun-Li had. I've always just imagined her in her default blue one or the one on the very bottom left. So actually
Mm.
looking at all of her other outfits, I was like, okay, she is pretty fashionable. She knows how to dress.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Street Fighter characters, Cammy.
All right.
I know she has kind of like a theme of green going on here, but yeah, and then
I'm
6.
gonna give her, huh?
I was gonna say, then 6's one on the bottom of her just drastically changed her appearance, and I'm like, eh.
I'm gonna give her a 5.5. I don't think these outfits are terrible, but some of them are just kind of off. Like,
Okay.
there's just something weird about them. Like, the second one on the top, the dress cut is really weird. Like, it does triangles. Then the third one on the top as well is just I don't know, it looks weirdly put together. I don't know what's really going on, like the pants being all weirdly cut on the bottom, the colors on the top, and then, like, the bottom right one is just I don't know why they did that. It's a weird outfit.
I
So
remember
like
using that outfit all the time in Street Fighter 4.
like, she has some cute moments, like, of course, her iconic, like, ones on the left, both the top and bottom, those are
Mhm.
good, of course, but just for the most part, her outfits are a bit weird.
Okay, yeah, I get that one. Usually people aren't looking at Cammy's outfits for the outfit.
Yeah, I assume so.
I'll just leave it at that. Next, we have one of the main bad guys, Akuma. He's a lot of traditional Japanese wear, which I think looks really cool.
Honestly, it's crazy to say, especially because of me, but I'm gonna give him a solid 8.5. He's kinda eating.
A
Like, a lot of these are
monk?
really intricate, the colors go well together, they all exude in their own way, like, I'm the villain, but they're all different. Like, they're very cohesive all together, they show who he is, they have good colors, they're very intricate, like, none of them look ugly to me. Even the weird armor, like, it's still, like, you can see all the little details where it's still, like, really cool armor. So, surprisingly, I like all of these outfits. They're really solid.
Akuma with the highest score right now. If you've never seen a fashion video, Monk is not one for men's fashion, so this
No,
is this
but
is a
I fear
first.
he ate with these details.
Will anyone top Akuma? We shall see. Next, we have the family man, all American Guile. This man, I he just doesn't have that big of variety. It's just military gear.
Now, Guile looks like a typical guy that I'd see on the street. So with that being said, he's just a 5. He's so middle of the road. These are all like really basic outfits. Nothing crazy about any of them. They look like Sims outfits I could put together. It's a little hard to say when it's all regular clothes, you know.
Yeah, it's just standard military stuff. See, what I was just confused about is like I thought he was in the army, but his like outfit on the top left here, I'm like, is that Air Force then? Like, I'm getting two different
Mhm.
vibes from the top ones. I don't remember what branch of the service he was in. Someone can correct me in the comments. I
Mm.
thought he was in the army, but I guess he could be in the Air Force. I don't think he was in the Marines. You know what? I actually think he was in the Air Force, but
He did all branches,
yeah, he did.
but
He did
I don't
all of
know.
them. He actually served the tour in all of them.
Exactly.
All right, next we have Sakura.
5.5. It's kind of the same for the previous one, which is why I went so fast because all these are really basic. I mean, the like top right dress is pretty cute, which is why it's not just a 5.5 in her main outfit. I feel like if they really built off of that type of styling instead of the real basic other outfits that they have here, she could have gone farther, but there's really nothing much to say about them. They're not ugly or anything. They're just very simple outfits.
Bottom right is giving like high school dance, like homecoming dance dress.
It gives, it gives being, like, a ten-year-old girl who's a tomboy and your mom made you go to church and force you put on a dress when you
You
wanted
are
to just
unlocking
be Christmas
memories of mine
themed.
that I don't like.
Oops.
That is the experience. You know what? You're you're on it.
I'm sorry, it's the headband with the real short hair and then, like, just the really basic, like, floral dress and sandals, that's what it looks like. Like, the top right one looks more natural, but the bottom
Yeah,
right looks like she was forced into that dress.
yeah. Top right is giving more like high school, but yeah, you're right. Bottom right is like middle school. Your mom forced you to wear a dress. Oh God. Now I can't unsee it.
Oops.
Next we have Vega.
Okay. He could get 6.
Okay.
These outfits aren't bad. I like, the details of, like, kind of the L that forms of, like, the 3rd top one and the 2 bottom right ones, I like those outfits quite a lot. They really just they have a lot of little detail and design in them, and they kinda show how he is, but the other ones aren't bad either, they're just different from that style, and they're not bad outfits, like, none of them are ugly, honestly, they could be better, they could have more detail.
Okay. It's fair. I'm not the biggest fan of Vega's outfits, but I understand them and I do like little details like the roses on the side of his
Mhm,
pants or like the emblems here.
mhm,
But you're right. I think there could be a little bit more, but I don't think they're bad outfits either.
mhm.
Moving on to our wrestler Zangief. Very big Russian muscular man over here.
He could get a 5.5.
Okay.
Some of these outfits are more basic, like the top 2 right ones are kinda basic, and then the bottom right one just looks like a wrestler outfit, and of course, the top left one also does, but, they're fine. I really feel like they could've gone a lot more effort, like, the bottom middle one's pretty cool and interesting of a concept, and I just feel like if there was more creativity with the other ones, he coulda got a higher rating, but they're just fine.
I do like the top left one. That's the most iconic one. I think of him in. Like, I do like just the basic red and yellow because he's named the Red Cyclone. His
Hmm,
redesign in 6, that bottom right one, I don't know, it does not fit as well as his iconic one on the top,
I
left.
agree.
Like, I
The
think it
top
looks
left
worse.
one, I don't is he a villain? He
Yeah,
seems like a
he's
villain.
pretty villainous, yeah.
Okay. The top left one definitely gives more villain, and the bottom right one just looks like WWE wrestler.
It looks basic, and I guess that's what they're
Exactly.
both levels of basic, but one just aesthetically looks better to me than the
A
other.
man wearing a Speedo just has so much more personality and
It
character
looks
than
more powerful.
simple wrestling.
It's
Yeah.
more intimidating, honestly.
Mhm.
I think that's what it is. The right bottom right one, it's like, okay, you just kind of like bought that. Meanwhile, the one on the top
Mhm.
left, you're like, oh, I'm owning myself. I look powerful as hell.
Mhm. Exactly.
Next, we have another big bad M Bison.
Mhm. I wanna like these outfits, but they're just giving a bit too much cornball to me, which I know might be on purpose, but it's just kinda ugly cornball. Not even, like, fun campy, it's just like, the bottom left and top right one, they're just ugly. The bottom right one's also pretty fucking ugly. Um, so, yeah, he's gonna get a 4. I wanna
Lowest
like
score
them
yet.
because red and yellow and white, I mean, those are really good color combinations, of course. You could really do a lot with them, but I just don't like the execution of them. It's just too much in a bad way.
Okay. That might be controversial because I think a lot of people like his like I guess you could say stereotypical villain. Like he kind of looks like a dictator. Like
Mhm.
that's pretty much what the appearance he's going for. And I think his look in I didn't include his like default look in 4, but I think that one's probably the best rendition, but the one on the top left is basically the same thing. But just I think it looks a little bit duller, but I think his outfits are all right, but I understand that they aren't giving
They
as
just
much as you think they should
they're
be.
very stereotypical and just something I would expect, and I just don't like it. I feel like I see the dictator stuff, of course, but it's not executed well, in my opinion. I feel like this looks like just any dictator you'd see in propaganda years ago. It's
Mhm.
just I don't care for it.
All right. Moving on to the character that I shrimp for a lot. I think everybody in Street Fighter shrimps for Jury.
In between 2 ratings. I'm gonna give her a 7.5. I was in between a 7.5 and 8, but just some of these outfits are pretty disappointing when you compare them to the more intricate outfits. Like, most of the top ones, I love those outfits, but, like, the, like, 3rd one on the top, it's like, "What is that? What is what is this H&M commercial for yoga pants I'm watching?" It's no, and then the bottom left one, I don't like really, and the
Mhm.
3rd one on the bottom, super basic, but then the other outfits, I love them a lot. I can see all the little details, and of course, the color schemes go really well for them. I like her outfits quite a lot, but just some of them. do drag them down a lot because you see like the details, especially of like the fourth one on the top. Like you see all these little details that like go into the outfit, and it makes it such a unique and interesting outfit. And then you have a workout ad next to it. Like I, it dropped my rating, and I have to be fair, just like for the other ones, and look at them as a whole. So yes, unfortunately, she's getting a 7.5, but she is eating. I love the color scheme. I love the outfits that are intricate and interesting.
Absolutely. You know, my favorite color is purple, and my second favorite color is black. So in Street Fighter 4 when she debuted, it was basically that second outfit up here, and
Mhm.
I was like, this is the perfect outfit. And then these ones on the bottom here are like her alternate outfits in 4, and I'm like, they don't hit as well. I don't like the heels. I think that's what I don't
Mm,
really like about them. Like if they were any other shoe, like I don't know, Converses, especially with the third one on the bottom, I think they'd work better. Like I don't know, like I don't think the heels fit at all. And then
I agree.
her first one on the top left here is from 5, and I absolutely despise it. I think it's the ugliest outfit ever. Like, I don't know, the full bodysuit just does not work for me, but I do really like her second and fourth outfit up here. I think those are super iconic.
They're very good.
Next we have Ibuki, and not Miyoda from Danganronpa.
Okay, so I'm gonna give her a 5, but not for the reason I usually give 5s, which is, just they look super basic. I'm giving her a 5 because, like, the top outfits and the bottom left outfit, I like them. They're fine. They're cute. But then the bottom right ones are just like, why? Um,
They, the bottom
and
right,
so the outfits I was looking at, they're like ranging around a 6, like solid, fine, nothing bad, crazy. And then the bottom ones is like, that's around like a 3. So I had to like even it out, and I got me to my score of a 5, even though it's not for the reasons I usually do a 5.
the bottom right one is also giving your mom forced you to pick out a middle school dress. And then the middle one is
Absolutely.
just so Y2K. It's just tank top and jeans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like her ninja outfits on the top the most. And I do like her little Tanuki outfit because she does have a pet Tanuki. So I thought that was cute. But yeah, the bottom two right ones are not giving as much as they should.
No, not at all.
I think you'll like the next one. I could be wrong, but I think you will. Next we have Laura. She was introduced in Street Fighter 5.
I do like her. I'll give her a solid 7.
Okay.
She I like the color scheme surprisingly, especially considering it's, like, lime green
She is
for the most
Brazilian,
part,
so
it
I think
seems.
that was the inspiration between the
That makes
green and
sense.
the yellow.
I do like it, though, it fits her well. Her first outfit's really cute, her second one, even though it's kinda more basic, it's still cute because the colors make her pop. Third one's just fine. The bottom left one I really like.
Eating.
I love
Absolutely
just
eating.
yeah, no, she's eating it. It just ties in together so well. Then her bathing suit one's really cute, and that bottom right one is pretty solid. So, it was just all around pretty cute outfits. Of course, as I say a lot of times, could be way more detail in some of these to like really make me love them and boost my rating, but they're still really cute. I like the color schemes. I like the ideas. They're all very interesting.
Yeah, I just don't like green and yellow as a color combination, but they work really well on Laura for some reason. I don't know. I think she looks really good with green and yellow. Next we have Luke. I already imagine in my head what you're what you're giving him.
I'm gonna give him a 3.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so his outfits aren't terrible. It's just the blue that they chose for his color scheme is not good looking. It's kind of ugly. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. I don't know, just something about it being not a true blue, but it's like a I don't even know how to describe this type of blue. It's like almost neon. It's a weird blue, and I don't like it, especially with the yellow. And these outfits really aren't the best either, especially the top right one. That one's really ugly.
That one is ugly.
So, yeah, there's not too much redeemable about it considering just looking at the colors itself is not pleasing, and then when you look at the outfits, they're not that good either.
You don't like the raw dog toes on the top left?
No.
I like how he has like no range. It's either raw dogging toes or like Tim's. Like
Yeah.
there's no in between. Yeah, he's just giving dude. Like this
Yeah.
he's just a dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the yellow or the blue. It's just, especially together, no, I don't like the color
Mhm.
combination. Next we have DJ.
I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Okay.
K I kinda like some of his outfits, especially, like, the top middle one. That one's pretty funky and cool. I
Yeah.
love those sequins and those colors together, they go well with him. And then, like, his general scheme, it's pretty cool, like, especially looking at the details, like the bottom left one with the little toucan
I
hoodie,
thought
and
you'd
then I
like
really
that
like the
one.
yeah. And then the, bottom right one, I quite like even though it's, like, green and yellow, and they're kinda like a lighter, color of that. I think they go well together with them, considering his concept, it seems. And you could see little details in all of his outfits, like the bottom middle one with the writing on the side of the pants. Just different things, even though in general the concept is pretty overdone, basic, there's little details that add to it that make it look like cohesive and good and not just stereotype.
Yeah. If you can't tell, he is Jamaican. Street
Yeah.
Fighter sometimes, like, it's a very international game, but they're not the best at subtlety with where a character can be from. Like, I would say Tekken is a little bit more subtle sometimes, but Street Fighter,
Mhm.
they have no qualms of being like, this character is from this country.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I was a bit off put when I saw it, like, just as a whole. I was like, "Oh god, this is gonna be, like, a weird stereotype." And then I started looking more into it, I'm like, "Okay, well, there's at least more substance to these outfits. It's not just real basic, like, party silly city stereotype outfits. Like, there's some detail and thought into these, which I enjoy."
Yeah, I do like the outfits. It's just the problem is like I swear if a fighter is not from the United States, even if they're from the United States, Street Fighter is like, "Oh, we have to make sure to the audience knows they are from this specific country." It's like you don't need that for every single outfit, but
Yeah.
DJ just happens to be under that case. Next we have Sagat.
I'm gonna give him a 5. He doesn't look basic, but I'm very, like, middle of the road for most of these outfits. The top left one's kinda ugly, but then the top right one makes up for it with it being interesting, and then the rest of them, I'm very just, like, a meh with, like, they're very basic, so it kinda just all evened out where it's like, yeah, you had an ugly one, you had a cool one, and then the rest are just middle of the road, very basic. I mean, the bottom left one looks like an outfit I just saw, so
Yeah, Sagat's not the one I'd typically think of for fashion, but he is a quite a staple character, so I thought I'd put him on here. But yeah, his outfit is basically pants and no shirt. He's just a
yeah.
basic fighter. Now we have Doll Sim, who I think has some very intricate outfits, and I do like a couple of these.
I'd have to give him a 7.5.
Okay,
I agree, you saying, like, there's a lot of details in these, and I really noticed them, and they're all very, like they're all within the same concept of him as a character, but they're all still vastly different
right, that's what I do
in, like,
like.
how they look, and I really enjoy that. Like, they still tie to him as a character, but they all just represent different themes and things and colors, and they're all very intricate. Like, I had to, like, really momentarily, like, look at all the little details, and I really enjoy that. There could be a lot more still. Like, there's, especially in the, like, top outfits, there's a lot of empty space. I feel that could have some more to it, but they are still pretty intricate outfits. You enjoy them. I don't find really any of them like terribly ugly or anything.
I could maybe argue that some of his outfits are trying to go for more minimalist because I'm pretty sure he's like a minimalist person, but he does have some intricate ones, so there's that
Mhm.
argument as well. But I do like a couple of his outfits, and I like that they stayed within a general theme for him. Now this next character, I think that I like a lot of his fashion. I don't really like him as a character, but this is Balrog. As if you couldn't tell, he's a boxer.
Mhm.
And he's American.
Whoa.
I'm noticing that Street Fighter does like giving people scarves. I did not put this connection together when I was making this, but I'm now putting the connection together.
I'm gonna have to give him a 4.
Oh,
I know, it's a bit disappointing because, like, when I first saw them all together, I was like, "Alright, these outfits look pretty solid," but as I started, like, looking more into each of them, some of them are kind of ugly. Like the top right one, I don't care for it. The bottom left one, I the details could be cool, but they just look messy,
Yeah,
which I don't
that's my
really
least
like.
favorite.
And then the bottom middle one looks like a mod, like it was modded onto him, like just doesn't look good.
Oh, that hurt.
So, yeah, I wanted to like these outfits, especially like the top two left, like boxing ones. Were pretty cool, but then it started just kind of going downhill, and I started to just not really like it.
It's okay, Balrog. I like your outfits still. Next, we have our Mika, who doesn't wear a lot of clothing, but she is also a wrestler, and I think she has some pretty elaborate design. She's also only in 5, so I didn't have much to choose from, but I
Mhm.
do like some of her wrestling gear.
I'm gonna have to give her an 8.5. I fear
Really?
I fear she eats for the most part.
You
I wish I
fear
could give her
she eats?
higher, but the top right one, very
Yeah,
basic. And the rest of them are pretty good. The top left one I really like that's easily a 9 for me.
that's her
And
main one.
the show stealer, the red one, oh, that's such a good outfit. That really drove me up with my rating. The top left, well, honestly, the bottom ones, they're pretty good too. I like them, but they all are just all pretty good besides the top right one that I had to put her up there. The red one is just keep catching my eye. It's very beautiful. I like it a lot.
Alright, we have a tie now for the top outfit with Akuma. Next, we have our second to last character, Poison. If someone argues with me that this is not a Street Fighter character and that this is a Final Fight character, she's both. Do not argue with me. She's in 2 Street Fighter games.
I'm gonna have to give her a 6.5, which is
Okay.
again disappointing because I want to like her because she's hot lady with abs. Like, I wanna give her high ratings, but unfortunately her outfits are just not it a lot of the times. Like the top left ones are pretty basic. The top right one's cute, but still kind of basic. The bottom left one I really wanted to like, but I think the hat is throwing me off a
Yeah,
bit,
if it
and
didn't
some of
have
the
the hat,
colors.
I think would look better.
The bottom left one looks a bit messy with the slit and like the pattern, and the bottom right one is just fine. So it's disappointing because again she's hot lady, but her outfits are just they're fine.
Yeah, I think Poison has so much potential for good outfits, but they just kind of dropped
Agreed.
the ball on Poison. I don't know why. Cause like I said, she originally was from a game called Final Fight, so maybe Street Fighter's like, we're not gonna go as hard for a character that's not technically a Street Fighter character, but she's been in 2 games at this point. You can do more with her.
Exactly.
And our last character, I know he's not in that many Street Fighter games, but I personally really like him as a character, and I like his fashion. I fear you really won't, but Dudley.
I'll give him a 7.
Okay,
He's
that's higher than I
clean,
thought.
he's smooth, his colors are good together, his outfits are pretty clean, pretty good. There's nothing too crazy to rave about, but I mean, 'cause I think the third one is pretty good looking, and then his main one isn't that bad either. I actually don't mind the second one too much. Fourth one is giving a bit of I don't know, like rich dad going to watch his kids play sports. Like, I don't know. It's a bit weird, but it's not bad. So, surprisingly, I don't mind these outfits.
If you couldn't tell, he's British.
Mhm.
The first outfit, I really like it because there's a pink variation of it. It's like this light pink, and I use that outfit all the time. I love Dudley as a character because he's a boxer, and I don't know, in fighting games, I really like boxer characters. But I'm surprised. I thought you were gonna give him like a 5 or something, but I'll accept a 7.
Yeah, the details are pretty good. The colors are good.
I do like Dudley. So our highest was a tie between Akuma and Armika. I think Luke was the low. No one even cracked a 9. No one sniffed a 10. So obviously there was no one that was worse than Diavolo. So there was no visceral reactions.
Not
But
yet.
there was no one better than Winter Schnee. Winter Schnee will just remain at the top. And that was Street Fighter. Let us know in the comments what you want Monk to rate next. We got plenty of things to rate fashion for. There's plenty of fighting games out there that we can rate fashion for. Tekken, I always put on there because Tekken's my favorite fighting franchise, and there's so many
Someone,
characters.
someone vote for Soul Calibur. That's my type of game.
Let me add that to the list. Soul Calibur, like,
They have
completely.
some good
You're
fashion.
right. Hold on. I'm actually gonna add that. Random fighting games from your childhood. All right. We need them. Tekken is my favorite. I know Street Fighter. I played a lot, but Soul Calibur. That's a good one too. Someone's gonna like suggest Balls 3D or something. What's this random fighting game you can think of? Go ahead, add it to the comments. All right, that'll do it for us. Watch another video. Okay, bye bye.